So now we're looking at factoring trinomials using what is known as the AC method. And this is kind of what we've been using the entire time. We just didn't write it in the same form. It's what I've always said. What multiplies to 2 that adds to 13x is what we would do if the leading coefficient was 1. Well, now we're looking for what multiplies to 12. In this case, a times c, 6 times 2 equals 12. We want two numbers that multiply to 12 and add to 13. So we look at the factors of 12, 1 and 12. Those multiply to 12, and then the sum is 1 plus 12, which equals 13. So we lucked out in this case in the sense that our first set, 1 and 12, multiplies to 12 and adds to 13. So now we need to rewrite this 13x as our factors, 1 plus 12. So we'll have 6x squared plus 12x plus x plus 2. And this is where we get back to factoring by grouping that we looked at earlier when I said later on we'll have to split this up. Well, that is the AC method. We just had it already factored when we were looking at it earlier, factored by grouping. We're still going to factor by grouping by looking at the first two terms and the last two terms and seeing what's the common factor, greatest common factor in both of these. So 6x in our first one, 6x times x plus 2 plus x plus 2. That's already prime. So then we factor out the x plus 2, and that's going to give us 6x plus 1. And then we can check this by substituting or by re-multiplying what we factored. So x plus 2 times 6x plus 1 outside is x. First terms are 6x squared, so plus 6x squared plus x. Inside is 12x. Last is 2 times 1, which is 2. And that equals 6x squared plus 13x plus 2, which is what we originally started with. And again, this is known as the AC method. We multiply a times c, which gave us 12. And then we look at the factors of 12 until we get a combination that adds to that middle coefficient. So this is just adding one step to when we just had a equals 1. The difference is that we just needed to look at what numbers multiplied to the last term and added to the coefficient on the middle term. But now we're looking at a times c and then the factors and breaking up that 13x into the factors that add to it but multiply to the last term, the constant, and then factoring by grouping just as we have in the past. And long story short, 6x squared plus 13x plus 2, using the AC method, we determined is x plus 2 times 6x plus 1.